crossing into current fashion. See, you can be ahead of the curve.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm George the Antique Nomad. Come with me as I wander the country in search of valuable vintage, amazing antiques, and cool collectibles. We'll buy, sell, and trade at antique malls, shops, and shows, estate sales, flea markets, thrift stores, anywhere people go to find really interesting things that just aren't made anymore. So come on, let's go. We are seeing people starting to filter into the warm spots, so I'm going to go get my booth open here. But before I do that, I have to go off and get my booth renewed, and we have to go to the office to do that, so I'm headed that way. It's neat though, some of these old ones, I mean, somebody's letterman sweater actually lasted.
And I don't know where they're from. This one's probably Corning Community College because we're from Corning.
You're from New York? Okay.
But the CC is probably a community college.
Oh, interesting. You're from Corning and you're not a glass stealer. That's a rarity.
No.
Here's some neat pieces of Buffalo China Deldare Ware. We don't really see a lot of Deldare anymore. This was done about 1910. They did various scenes, including Dr. Syntax. A lot of things from Dickens ware. Here's another Dr. Syntax. In fact, most of these seem to be related to that. Very, very strong arts and crafts influence in this. You can see it in the design here. You can see it in the buff colors of the ware. All of these orange and ochre colors that we associate with maybe 1930s or 1970s design were actually very popular in the arts and crafts era as well. This has been collectible for a long time. You see a price of $5.25 on the teapot here. It's got a very nice mark. This one's from 1911, Emerald Deldare Ware. Buffalo China was primarily known as a maker of restaurant china in later years. This is kind of neat.
Those out too. Oh yeah, oh that's cool, isn't that neat?
That is interesting actually. 1945 August, so this is right when Los Alamos was really taking off.
And it was a gift from their father.
Oh, the end of World War II, how neat. Here's a bunch of Fenton Burmese and a couple of custard vases here. These have the candle holder attachment inside, and you can see what's left of the old Fenton label. $37.50 for the pair is a pretty good price. They have the single E-pair for $70. And the little vase there for $32.50 and some painted pieces. The prices are pretty good, I would say.
They're the tobacco flags.
I like these, yeah.
And they're beautiful. They're felted, and they're beautiful to sew onto things. Just be careful, wash them in cold because they will run.
Oh, of course, yeah, they were not
and
at all
I've seen
set.
people sew pennants on. In fact, Ralph Lauren has some lines out that
really
have not old ones, but reproduction pennants on them.
So it's crossing into current fashion. See, you can be ahead of the curve.
Yes.
Because it's a cold morning, everybody seems to have started under the pavilions, and can you blame them? So you have a bunch of little cigar linens that have been sewn into something.
Which I did not sew. Someone hand sewed them, and I don't want to take them.
That was very popular to do at a certain point. 3 very handsome early soda fountain dispensers. Richardson's Liberty drinks. They ended up being Richardson's root beer eventually. And then Orangeade. Oh, those stadium blankets are so popular right now.
I love them.
Yeah. He doesn't know that I see him, so we're just going to film him until he notices us. Oh, that was like 2 seconds. Hi, Jeffrey. Hey. All right, well, we have a celebrity purchase here. Aaron is at my booth from Real Nifty Vintage, and for $3 whole, he is getting Grand Trunk Railroad for his collection of train stuff because he's a train buff and so am I, so I'm happy he got it.
Jeffrey's filming too right now.
Oh, well, hello there.
What is this?
Oh, that's great. It's a muddler. It's Salviati. It's actually really good, and I got it really cheap, so if you want it.
Muddler?
It's a muddler. It's to like crush mint and things for when you're making cocktails or that sort of thing.
Oh, okay.
So kind of like a mortar and pestle, except it's just the hammer part.
It's art glass, huh?
It's art glass. It's Salviati, and they're the ones that made that really expensive Italian glass with like the seahorses in the stem with all the gold. Yeah.
Seguso?
Similar to Seguso. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Nice.
Thank you. And actually, if you want it, I can make it really cheap. Here we go.
Reseller.
It's like a reseller meetup, and Jeffrey and Kat have not met before.
I wasn't planning on it, but here I am.
So cool. I'm so glad you got to meet up. That's great. Okay, so Kat's going to do a little show and tell because she's been shopping. Ooh, that's pretty.
$17.
Wow. That's pretty amazing for a piece of glowing glass. Hello, Dalton.
I'm going to go look at a
Oh, you want to show the character?
I see, yeah. Yeah, this is cool. Hathaway's Food Store. So let's see where this is from. Paxton Realtors. You can usually tell Flagler Avenue. Oh, so this is a Florida one.
Daytona, yeah.
Yeah, probably Daytona. Yep, Southeast. Oh, New Smyrna Beach. There it says.
Okay, Mom.
Neat. New Smyrna. Yeah, that's where my aunt and uncle used to stay when they came down here. Aw, those are really pretty.
It has the matching tablecloth.
Cool.
Oh, look, everybody loves mushrooms, right? Oh, that's so cool.
Oh yeah, that's very 70s.
Yes, I love that.
Nice.
I'm in the mood today. And then, I had
I
to
can
buy
see
their
that.
hankies because
The hankies are everything, yes.
Yeah, I'm like, oh my God, it's Jeffrey too. Why did it the Hi,
Hello.
Excuse me, I'm Renee. Well, actually, the VV, the Vintage Vixen. We watch you. We're a big fan of Jeffrey. I mean,
Aw.
oh, there he is. Hi, Aaron. And Barb's not here today.
she has a family.
Oh, that's right.
They're signed.
These
Yeah,
are
they're eating
hand
Russian.
signed Russian, and that's nice because
I know,
that's
I know.
sterling for
But I'm gonna take a
$5.
picture
That's great,
anyways.
and you got a micro mosaic butterfly.
I only
Those are
paid
good
$6
deals.
for that one,
She's
though.
got
Wow. Very nice.
Isn't that pretty?
kids. Got kids.
Ooh.
It's restaurant wear.
Oh, it is. Is that for Barb, or are you keeping that
Well,
one?
I kind of like it, so I'm going to hang on.
I kind of like it too. I haven't seen this one. It had to be from some Polynesian restaurant or something. That's cool.
I don't know. Feel how heavy this bolo is, George.
Oh yeah, that looks like
It's missing
Florenza or
one.
one of those. Yeah, it looks
I see.
colorful like you.
Yeah.
It actually would
My
match.
neon green ones, these ones,
This is not really my style, but
Oh, she's neat
tried it
though.
out.
Jeffrey, can I
Yeah,
get your
no, that's really cool. That is really cool.
Not
really my style.
You know, bronzes sell.
Oh wow.
This is
That
a
is cute.
Waterford seahorse, and what'd you pay for that?
$5.
Wow.
She just marked it down for some unknown reason.
Wow.
I looked it over and it is perfect.
That's
Is it
awesome.
water? Yeah. Are you serious? It's
Yeah.
marked very clearly right on
See, everybody, this is why you come to Antique Shows. You can buy here. Yeah, doing a show like this is a fairly easy process in terms of getting set up. The good thing is this place is so big that they usually have room, and so you usually can apply for a space as late as the last minute, like if you're worrying about weather like we were this weekend. The spaces cost $150, and it's a 10 by 20. You can have a tent put in at extra cost, or you can bring your own, or you can go without. And you just drive right up, set up your booth. You can camp on site if you want. They have shower facilities, or like we do, you can go get a motel somewhere close and have a little more comfort, which I have to say at this stage in life is what I like. There's a very pretty piece that is Loynell art, and this one is by McCoy. Loynell is something they did really early on when they were still doing artware and competing with Brush and Owens and Roseville. So it looks a lot like Roseville Roseanne, for example, but Loynell art was its own art line done by McCoy. And this particular piece from about 1910 is priced at $195. I've had this guy once or twice myself, and I got a big kick out of it because it's John Rea, and he is an Orlando area artist, but you've got the camel and he's got the fez on like the Shriners, and they're always nicely marked. It's 1987 And there's Rhea on the side, so they're easy to spot. He did other animals as well. This is priced at $28, which to me seems like a pretty good deal because he's sure got a lot of whimsy, don't you think? What a great face. Well, it's hard to get around and really show everything sometimes when I'm in the middle of a show, but the good news at this show is I have a really cool neighbor with a specialty we have not looked at like this before, so I can't wait to show you. Let's go. So Stephanie and Jim are my neighbors, and they go by the name, as you see on their trailer, Lucky Finds Nostalgic Outfitters. Lucky Finds Nostalgia. Well, how cool. Well, show me your Lucky Finds because you have really cool stuff. I've been enjoying looking over here all weekend. Never seen anyone who had to market like this.
No, I think we've got the niche.
I think you do. It's so cool.
It started buying them from an estate sale. They did well. And I just said, oh, I'll find some more. I couldn't find them. And so now I found them.
You found them.
And I mean, all different eras, and I try to put the era on them so you can tell. And again, it's all based on texture, is how I usually do it. And
yeah, you were showing me like, okay, so this is very soft and it's
feltier,
felty feeling, so that's going to be older.
And the thickness, yep, exactly. So it's a little older, and then you'll have some that are a little tougher.
Oh yeah, they get stiffer over time, don't they? Yeah, so this might be 60s?
Yep, 60s, 70s, and then you'll go to, this is a little harder even, but it's still felty, but it's 60s, 70s.
Oh, interesting, and kind of a day glow color.
Yeah. And then this rick-racky trim, I'm thinking
that's
it's
interesting.
50s, 60s, only because that's
when rick-rack was the thing, yeah.
And this painted
Everybody's
stuff.
poodle skirt had
They're
rick-rack.
not going to hand paint in the 70s, 80s. When
No, it's all just going to be printed.
Line. And 50s, 60s, which now I priced this a while ago, and I'm saying it's probably a little older than 50s. It might be even 40s.
Yeah, it could well be. I know those softer.
Yeah, and the felting, it almost it almost gets
like worsted wool, kind of. Yeah. Neat. And then this one with the sewing on is going to be even a generation before that,
this is
right?
Actually not sewn.
Oh, not sewn.
It's glued.
Oh, really?
But again, hand glued, so somebody probably made it. Mm-hmm. And again, probably 50s, probably even a little older. I try to be a little more conservative in my dates.
Yeah, that's smart. It's better to tell people something's 10 years newer than it is rather than 10 years older.
Right.
Yeah.
So I
honest representation matters. They can crack, exactly.
Yeah. So you see the little bit of crackling.
Oh, but this is neat. So these are all tourist ones from various places people went.
Yep, destinations. When cars came about, people were out and about and they wanted something inexpensive. They probably cost 20 cents, which might not have been inexpensive back then, but
it was something you could get for your kid and they'd remember the trip.
And it's fun and all different colors.
I noticed one with a date in it that was...
We have some rockers.
Is that what they call that?
I call it a rocker.
Okay.
I'm thinking of like the motorcycle rockers.
Oh, yeah.
But where it has the date.
That's really cool, so you know when they went on their trip.
And that helps me because then I can use that date to look at the texture and the fabric.
And see if it's a similar one.
So this one's 64 and you can see the difference in the felting.
Different felt, yep, absolutely. This is stiffer and not as soft.
Yeah, and it's also thickness. So
they get thinner over time.
As the nerd that I am, I wanted to use a micrometer and thickness, and I gave up on that. So
we love nerdiness in this business.
Here's a sewn one.
Again, that's
30s
cool.
or older. I put, again, 30s to 50s.
To be conservative, but it's sewn, right.
But it's all sewn.
And nobody was sewing these after a certain period of time,
no, they're not hand sewn, but they're machine sewn.
They're machined,
still,
right. You can see the stitching. Thank you so much for watching this video. Also, check out my live channel. I'll have some new content coming there soon. We're also doing appraisals at theantiquenomad.com. Various hooked rugs. These have become very collectible in their own right as well. These are a great style. They're great colors. I also think that they're new because I'm seeing them everywhere. There is a color combination for a toilet. How much is that one?
I'll do 90 on it.
90? It's pretty cool. I love them. Taillights here, I think. Are these from a 56 Mercury?
That's exactly what they are.
That's what I thought. Yeah, I thought I recognized them. They look like lighthouses. They always stuck out to me when I was a kid. This font is neat too. Where'd you get that?
That's a European park sink.
A European park sink. Okay, that makes sense. I wanted to show these while I have a chance because you don't see big collections of these all together that often yet, although they're starting to be assembled. These are Hakata dolls. These are Japanese, and a lot of these were done in the 1960s, and they represent really older ways of living in Japan. They show a lot of crafts. Some of the rarer ones are anything regarded to like geishas giving tattoos. Those can sell for up to $300. Typical prices are kind of in the price range you see here, $25 to $35. And sometimes you'll see them on the bottom here, having marks still. It says washable Hakata Ukasaki dolls. Uhasaki, I can't quite read it. And it says this doll can easily be cleaned with soft cloth dipped in cold water, and what they're basically saying is you can gently wash them but don't scrub it hard. They're really neat because they show calligraphy, they show people involved in the fishing trades, they show the woman with the pearls here. So all of them really depict various aspects of Japanese life that were fading away at the time that they were made.
That's a Shriner one.
Oh, neat.
This RDD is the nuclear medicine symbol, but I don't know what RDD stood for. Could have been.
And the Shrine Circus with the printed, screen printed. Cotton, really?
Yeah.
Oh, they're very thin. Oh, so these would have been really inexpensive and probably all torn to shreds right away. Oh, neat.
So, I mean, they're just so beautiful. The colors are still vibrant.
And it's such a tactile thing. I mean, every one you touch is a little different than the one before. Sun Valley with the old skier, that's cool.
Yeah. I mean, again, worsted.
There's a very high-end antique show in Sun Valley. And,
is there? Oh, they would love that one.
Yeah, exactly. You might have to go.
We've tried some different displays. We use old retail display and then put it in wood.
Oh, look at that.
So you have a little bit of a natural display, but
that's really nice. What a great idea. I haven't seen anybody do that before.
We're trying to come up with new ideas.
Oh yeah, this is what a lot of people recognize because you've got all your sports,
and all different eras.
And I imagine that teams that are defunct are going to be more valuable just because
the teams that are defunct are a little more valuable. Colleges that are defunct are not necessarily more valuable because
nobody remembers them. My grandmother went to Milton College and nobody has heard of it because it's been closed for 35 years except
we sold a high school pennant yesterday. His mother went there.
Oh, neat.
We only have 5 high school pennants. We don't even carry them.
Right, because there's so many high schools you could never keep up.
Something we bought.
Oh, how great that it was the right one for them.
Where was it out of? Pennsylvania? Yeah. So it was so cool.
That's really cool. Oh, and then you've got World's Fair.
World's Fair.
See, now here's the complete
stuff, national parks.
And then there we go. This is perfect for here.
In Florida.
And that looks like from right when Disney World opened because that was 71 and this is softer than the late 70s. So that's early for Disney World. Class of 90?
They actually changed the 1890.
Wow.
They changed their colors, so now they're purple and gold. This was when
neat.
Elmira College out of New York College. This is my favorite. So these are old Hormel.
Oh, how fun.
You set in your labels,
and then you ordered.
And you would get back a pennant.
Oh,
and it could be from whatever college. I don't know if you got to pick or they just sent you random
sent you
ones,
whatever. That's really interesting.
So I love those, and I printed out some copies.
That's so great to be able to connect it to something like that.
And then you have these. They printed megaphones, garbage cans.
And I've seen the Strongbox before. Yeah, that's really neat. I haven't seen one in ages.
The graphics you can see, they change over time. I mean, this is new, like 90s, but they start using the logo on it. The ones that are from the 70s, you start use like a lot of
I see
seals.
the crest, as opposed to the hurricane logo that we're used to,
and then this
which
is a
there's
newer
that one. That's what we usually see.
And then now the Seminoles, this is again newer, but they've got the symbol on it. We have like old patches that are actually from the 50s and older.
Cool.
But they've done this in the 90s.
Newer ones that are sewn.
And a lot of them...
They tend to be pretty elaborate, though.
They are, and they have the tags, their winning streak.
Oh,
and they
yes.
also have the trademark on them.
What would you say is the most unusual one that you have currently?
It's got a little damp, but
it's very specific. Yeah, from a certain period of time. It's interesting, too, it also has that double point, which we see on some of the earlier ones.
And sometimes, though, the double point means that it had a ripped tip.
Oh.
So you'll take that rip tip and make it a double point.
Yeah.
I didn't do this, but I would assume that might be
that might have been cut down,
Yeah,
but I've seen some that seem like they were made that way. It can be as well.
This is an older one. It's got the sewn edge.
Oh yes.
And these are felt, not that crispy felt that you find on the newer
they're
ones.
soft felt, right? Like you could tie a knot, and a little bit of fading, and that gives you an indication of age.
So the Campfire Girls. I've got all the paperwork that goes with it.
Oh,
but
that's
also
cool. What a neat little collection.
So cool.
I never thought of them being part of a bigger collection of other things. And that's the neat thing is because they're instantly cross-collectible because it's a pennant and it's also whatever it says. 1915. So see, this is fairly early for what I think of with pennants. Of course, they've used them on sailboats and ships and in the military for centuries, right?
Medieval times.
All the way back to there.
Forever because it marks your territory and marks your
tribe.
And castles would have the crest on them. And
naturally.
So people would know whose house that was. And then you would carry it to battle, and that would be the same. It would be consistency.
Interesting. So that's the origin of all of this. And then here for another cross-collectible, you have the photo insert. I've seen these on occasion. They don't seem like they lasted very well.
No, they're very tough. And in fact, I need to get that in a case, and I just didn't. But then you've got the space shuttle.
Yeah.
With it. And, I mean, even this one, which I don't like to put out, but it's the Confederate States of America.
Nope.
And again, neon, so it's probably 70s.
It's 60s or 70s, yep. Torpedo boat, yep.
And these were also premiums, butter premiums.
Buttercrust bread made with milk. Oh, wow, that's fascinating. I did not know that they gave those out.
Yeah.
Neat.
So again, a lot of the small ones you see are premiums. This is Intermont, Virginia.
And it has a label. Okay.
It has a label. So
I haven't really seen too many labels.
You can date really well. Trump brand.
Look at that. Staunton Novelty Company.
Staunton. And no zip code, so pre-60s.
Exactly, and someone paid 85 cents. That was a lot.
Yeah, it was pretty expensive for some kind of...
Oh, and look at the beautiful graphics on this one with the monograph.
And I don't know what it is.
I grew up in Bremerton, Washington, so whenever I see NS, I think Naval Station immediately.
Oh, I never thought of that. That's good. That helps me. So
maybe. Grinnell.
So you have banners.
Yeah, interesting with the square.
You've got, sewn 2 parts.
Oh, I like that.
Older one.
Yep.
Versus this one looks like someone handmade it.
Oh, that's really cool with the logs. Oh, that's great.
Niagara Falls.
Oh, I really like that.
I mean, and they.
And why?
Had a hand.
Yeah, they had to cut it out and do all the hand. Oh, and Alaska. Now, Alaska is hard to find because not many people got to Alaska back then. That's cool.
Fun.
Imagine that. Yeah, that looks like 19-teens even because it's almost like purography the way they did it.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's got that look. Yeah, that sort of almost like charcoal. How interesting.
Again, I still put 1910 to 30 on the sewn ones only because I can't.
It's hard to be more. Well, I'm an appraiser, and they taught us in appraisal school use the term circa because that gives you 10 years leeway either way. Because lots of things were made for the same way for 20 or 30 years, and so it isn't possible to date it exactly to a second in time, unless it says 1950 like that does.
Then you know.
Yeah. You've done a lot of fun things with your life, and this looks like maybe one of the most fun of all.
It is. It's a lot of fun. And
and here we go. A string of pennants, yes.
String of pennants, and that's from Canada.
Aw, how cool.
And a lot of times you'll see, if you see the cuts, someone cut them off a string.
And just kept the one that they wanted,
if you want that, or they just want one and they want to hang.
But it's so neat when they're all kept together, though.
I hate to cut them apart.
I wouldn't want to do that either.
And this is so old. I mean, this is definitely, 30s, 50s because of that worsting.
Very pretty.
Texture.
Really neat. I wanted to show this because this is what collectors would do with these back in the day, and here is a really neat layout. And this is going to be, it's got the Seahawks, so that's 1976. It's got the Buccaneers. So,
Stephanie Spry, and I'm with Lucky Finds, and you can find me at Lucky Finds 7 on Instagram and Lucky Finds Nostalgia on Facebook.
Well, I hope I run into you again. I hope we're neighbors again. This is so much fun.
So much fun.
We have lots of other ways to interact. Check out our memberships and all that good stuff. We really enjoy doing this and bringing interesting things to you and trying to explain more about the antique and vintage world. And we're really glad to have you with us. Thanks for joining me again in the fun and fascinating antique community here where online meets the real world. Please click the subscribe button below, click the bell to be notified when new videos upload, leave a comment below, and hit thumbs up to like this video. Links to our online social media and our items for sale are in the description. This is George at the Antique Nomad. Bye for now.